qualities that these beautiful beings bring to their marriage. And I'm going to ask Dennis's brother to begin. So David, if you will give you the mic, and you can share to these two and to the rest of us.
Last year, our parents, Dennis's and mine, celebrated their 67th wedding anniversary. Now, to me, that's an astounding achievement, but to be honest, I was so close to it growing up that it went pretty much unappreciated. But Dennis and I, as much as we'd like to emulate that, as much as we know that we have a great gene pool, I really don't think we're aspiring to, either of us are aspiring to at this point. So, but I think there are things that we can glean from that parental template that are very valuable, and I wanted to focus on a couple that I believe Dennis brings to this marriage. The first is consistency, and we'll call it some steadiness. And I'm not really talking, like in my case and many of us, I'm sure we had to get past that greener grass syndrome. I'm not sure that Dennis ever went there. And if you look at his history, he's given the last 20 years to the same company. He's got some long-term friendships and relationships that still resonate very strongly with him. And he has a very strong connection to this region in general, and Berkeley specifically. He has moved around a lot. And I think he's got whatever he had, obviously, out of his system, but I'm not sure that he ever had anything that needed to be adjusted there, too. So there's some dependability there, but there's still a sense of adventure. We're not talking about boredom. We're not talking about, we're talking about dependability. And the last thing I wanted to focus on was a sense of humor, as you already made reference to. And I think in our case, growing up, it's more of an ongoing commentary of living as it is a talent. Dennis definitely brings this to the party. It comes out in very subtle ways, but in this course of life, when you're dealing in close proximity with a partner on a day-to-day basis, you know, it's as much that smile, that nod, that gesture, in a very gentle way, that shows support on an ongoing basis that is important and brings to the marriage.
So, I've known Dennis for 18 years. I met him 18 years ago. And I must say that that's right up there in the top 5 of the most blessed and happy days of my life. And Dennis has, we developed a wonderful friendship, and then that became more family-like. And at this time, we consider Dennis a family member. And that's myself and all my family in Santa Cruz, but also all my family on the East Coast. I have to agree with David, Gina, you've got dependability. And I'm going to speak a little bit about loyalty. Because Dennis and I, in our friendship, have been through ups and downs, some of them extreme. And always we've worked things out, and always we've gotten through it. And we're very, very, very close. So you have somebody who will work things out with you even when they seem extreme or difficult. I also want to talk about the integrity that Dennis holds. I've learned so much over these years about integrity from Dennis. He's very honorable, and he really acts on his values and his convictions. There is a congruency between what is in his heart and what is in his beliefs with what he does on the outside. I'm not sure I've ever met anybody with so much of that congruity. So that integrity is a beautiful, beautiful, precious treasure he brings to the relationship. And so, I think you two are just a match made in heaven. And I'm so pleased. Dennis, this was really an honor for me to ask me to share this with you. Thank you.
I got the instructions. The title was, "What does Gina bring to this marriage?" As a 4-year-old, she announced she liked the color yellow and that she wanted 2 yellow Cadillacs, one to drive and one to eat. 4 years old. As examples of her love of words, She loves many genres, from Scrabble to crossword puzzles. I predict her mind will continue to grow and flourish and keep on learning. Cribbage, which Dennis also knows and loves, was one of the games our dad taught us as a kid. For several summers when we were growing up, our grandmother, Schomburg, lived on an Adventist campground in Santa Cruz. Grandma would work in her garden and harvest homegrown vegetables. We picked blackberries by the side of the road, and Grandma made jam and pies. Waste not, want not, was something she learned at Grandma Ethel's apron strings. My early memories of Gina was that she was always drawing. Our mother worked as a secretary, and even in those days we recycled paper. On the back of the union newsletters, Gina would sketch, mostly in pencil, sometimes colored pencils or crayons. Her degree in fine arts from Parsons Art School in the prestigious New York City is no surprise. As a young girl, she made her own paper cat dolls. Yes, figures of cats, drawn in profile or full figure, in pencil, mostly with long dresses, and she made outfits for them to wear, including the paper taps which you would find in commercial books. Today, you will often find her in small galleries or large museums. She had a fantastic one-woman show in Hartford, Connecticut in the 90s. She chose to attend a rigorous massage therapy program back east. She has worked successfully with both mentally and physically challenged clients. I am grateful that she takes my son Joel to Bremen classes, which originated and continue today here in our mom's hometown, Oakland. Be warned, she is a strong-minded woman. Learning new stuff. She learned to use a PC computer back east, and when she came to California in 2000, she learned a Mac computer at the retail store where she worked. She proceeded to get a Mac at home, and she is generous in letting her friends and family use it. Or she will look something up for you. She's an expert on her cell phone as well. Be sure to get her number. She helped the AAA guy change a tire when we were stuck for a long time. And her cell phone died, and my car battery died when a big boulder came across Highway 880 after I picked her up from the airport. She helped the guy change the tire. Let me help you. Roll up her sleeves, got out, it's freezing cold, dark. Rave. Keeping up with old friends. Be it from grammar school to high school, some of you are here today, from the East Coast to the West Coast, you will always find Gina corresponding longhand or by email, or she'll pick up a phone and converse with many friends. If you go with her to Portland or Los Angeles or Russian River or New England, she'll always find a friend with whom to stay. And don't be surprised if she volunteers to wash the dishes. She'll tell you the truth. In summary, I would like to share something that's very special to me that sits in my house. It was done maybe, I don't know, I know before the age of 10. And so my brother's going to show you this wonderful cat. And I don't really have a poem, but I'm going to name some of the sea things that Gina loves. Coffee, chocolate, calico cats, California, churches, crafts, cooking, cafe au lait, cafes, cities, cashews, crocheting, clients, canvases, corresponding, calling, cloak and dagger, as a mystery lover, critters, children, caregiver, contemplative, calligraphy, saison, casinos, Cape Cod, Capitola, cable cars, colors, collages, cold turkey, costumes, communication, companionship, conifers, crabs, consignments, comedians, choice, cooperative housing, collectibles, conversation, cat's cradle, cribbage, and caring.
Gina, Dennis, friends, I'm going to paint a portrait of my understanding of Gina. And the funniest story occurred when I was about 5. For whatever reason, Mother wasn't around and Big Sister Sylvia wasn't around. Gina said, now I get to be the boss of you. And I said, when Mother's not around, Sylvia's the boss of you. When Sylvia's not around, I'm the boss of myself. And Gina went, no! And that's when I knew that I could get her and make her laugh. We grew up in Glen Park, a very traditional working class neighborhood in San Francisco. We would eat at our neighbor's house, their kids would eat at our house, with like 1 foot off the gutter. I'd go see. It was a marvelous city experience. But the most touching experience was Gina was always very creative, and we would do plays in the living room. We'd turn the furniture upside down, put the blankets over the furniture, and she was always like, well, let's do Billy Goat's Craft. There's no way to do that. She'd explain it. She'd make up the script instantaneously. When we were ready, we'd rehearse. We'd drag our parents in, and we'd do this. And this is a creative, this is sort of where she gets our artistic creativity. We both went to Young Haven, danced, played the piano, the recorder, arts and crafts, amazing, amazing studio, and that too certainly helped Gina's artistic creativity flourish. Later, she had a friend, and I was about 7. She said, hey, Bill, why don't you let us wrap you up in a blanket and we'll like, carry you around in a hammock? So I did. Of course, she gets the hammock, it does this. Well, when you got your brother, your baby brother in a blanket, of course he's going to hit the ground. So she got me back. Then, sort of when I was around 5 or 6, she had a little cat named Bashy. It was a hen puppy. And she talked to Bashy, and Bashy would talk back. And being kind of a kid, I pulled Bashy's eye out. I knew she would be very upset by that. And she was. But at the age of 11, she got upset, and then she let it go. So she showed an amazing amount of maturity, even at the age of 11. She just sort of let it go. I've gotten to know Gina now. She's on the West Coast as an adult. She's a body worker and puts a lot of effort into understanding how the body work is incorporated into the overall person's health. And this is an important aspect of being a healer. She's also a counselor. Older sister Sylvia and I have gotten into verbal spats. She's the peacemaker and brings considerable communication skills to the table. The energy she brings is soft, warm, deferential, and female. In the words of the late philosopher, Colonel Jeff Cooper, a philosopher not often quoted in Berkeley, men's role is to protect women, women's role is to civilize men. Looking at Dennis, uncivilized is not a word that sort of comes to mind. Polished, educated, refined, funny, these are the words that come up. But in Jeff Cooper's world, Gina, you're going to have it easy. Dennis, his role is a little more difficult, especially looking at the economic storms that are approaching. We're all going to be facing 120-mile-an-hour economic headwinds soon enough. But Gina will be very supportive in this area. She's not a high-maintenance person. You go into her closet and you're not going to find 50 pairs of high heels that cost $100. Which, by the way, is what I do whenever I triage somebody's closet that I'm interested in. We go through life, we have life experience, and we try to put words around this experience and maybe pass them on to someone we care about, or to the next generation if we pull their earphones out of theirs. Both Dennis and Gina are educators. They have the ability to communicate and to distill life experience and share that. What Gina brings to the table is she's an artist, she's a healer, and she's an empathic counselor.
So Gina is my mom, and naturally growing up, I was critical of my mother and embarrassed by her. I remember a birthday party where we were all drawing at my mom's art studio. And I said, okay, whose picture is the best? And I tried, and my mother would not grade or say that anyone's picture was better than anyone else's. And what I believe she brings tremendously is a sense, now that I'm older, I understand that she brings a sense of acceptance and love and fairness and cooperation to all situations that she's in. She's modest, she's kind, she's loving. She's sometimes not, and that's okay. Because she is where it counts. There was a period of time where I was young and she began talking on the phone constantly. It was continual, and she would talk and talk and talk and talk and talk, and I'm 12 now, so and talk and talk and talk and talk. It was really annoying. And now I understand that she was building community. She was creating community, and she was sharing herself with other people. And she was creating friendships, relationships, and building with all of the people that are here today. You have all probably experienced how she shares herself and how she listens and how she receives you. And I think that's a tremendous thing that she brings to the relationship with Dennis. And I want to say that it's really beautiful that you have both opened up your lives here in this way. And then the third thing I want to share is the way that, the last thing that annoyed me in the past was her modesty. Mom, you would always be, if you ask her the way that she wants her hair or how she wants her makeup or what she wants to wear, I don't care, whatever, it doesn't matter. That drives me crazy. But it also really reflects a level of simplicity and clarity about what's really important. And that what's on the surface and what's out here, what we see with our eyes, is not really what is truly important. And that the beautiful thing about this wedding is that it's, ballooned in a way that they didn't expect. And what I appreciate about both of you is that you've allowed this wedding to enrich everyone here, and that you've expanded yourselves to allow all of us to share in your love and to support you. And I love you both, and thank you for having this wedding together and inviting all of us.
Well, wasn't that fun? Oh.